Merhaba değerli arkadaşlar, ben Utku. Kanalıma hoş geldiniz. Vampyr'a kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Şimdi Edgar Swansea ile konuşacağız. Bir de ne diyor, cüzdanı sahibine geri götür. Önce bir Edgar'la konuşalım. Swansea'nin odası burada. Cüzdanı sahibine geri götürüyor. Cüzdan kimin abi? Şu kelle, önce cüzdanı verelim ya. Yan görev bir saniye, yine şuraya şey koymuşum. Yan görev aradan çıksın. Şu Milton Hooks ya da dur, Milton'a konuşmaya gitmeden önce Swansea ile konuşalım. Milton çünkü uzak bir yerde.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Bu bir hediye değil.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Birbirimize ihtiyacımız
I'm not
var.
some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactor.
Müzik nasıl böyle ya?
Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Lady Ashbury. Hastane bahçesiyle konuş. Rakesh Chadana'nın mektubu. Sevgili Doktor Swansea. Okuyayım mı? Geçici morgu, morg açılır açılmaz yönetmekten memnun olurum. Size daha önce de söylediğim gibi savaş sırasında doktorluk yaptığım ve ülkeme yeniden hizmet etmekten memnuniyet duyarım. Biliyorum ki yaşayanlar ve ölüler için hekimlik yapmak aynı şey değil. Ancak aramızdan ayrılanları da kabul edip özenle bakmanın önemli olduğunu düşünüyorum. Bu yeni görevimi elimden geldiğince iyi bir şekilde icra edeceğime içiniz rahat olsun. Benim niteliklerimle ilgili soruya gelirsek maalesef sizlere şeref sözümden daha fazlasını veremem. Birliğimle geçirdiğim sürenin beni bir doktor yaptığına ve birçok hayat kurtardığına yemin ederim. Eğer sözüm yeterli olmazsa deneyimlerimi ve yeteneklerimi doğrulamak üzere askeri idare ile iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Her ne kadar tıbbi ilimler okumasam da savaşın bana doktorların bilmesi gerektiği şeyleri öğrettiğini doğrulayacaklardır. İçten dileklerimle Rakesh Chadana, eski doktor. Rakesh büyük ihtimal Hintli bir abi.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
Sorularım var.
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
Kardeşlik
You
hakkında.
mentioned something about a...
Certainly.
Bunları konuşmuştuk ya. Benden korkmuyor musun?
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Vay be.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Güneş beni öldürür
The
mü?
sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged.
Güneş kalbimizi
It will not
kırarmış.
destroy you.
Öldürmek zorunda
Must
mıyım?
I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Since I'm the one working,
Well, for many...
Bunda konuşmuştuk.
where do we stand today?
To be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Yere. William
The
Bishop.
man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skal, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Bu Skallar nereden geliyor?
How do Skals come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skal?
A Skal is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Evet, konuşacak başka bir şey kalmadı. Görüşmek üzere doktor.
Again soon, Edgar.
Şuraları biraz kurcalayalım da öyle gidelim. Uyarı mektubu. Torosicland ile ilgili bir şey açıldı. Diyalog opsiyonu açıldı, ipucu açıldı. Şunlara da bakalım. Ender vampir türleri. Böyle uzun şeyleri okumuyorum arkadaşlar çünkü çok zaman alıyor. Önce şu şeyin bir cüzdanını verelim. Hem de Milton'la ilgili birkaç ipucu almıştık. Onları da bir konuşalım Milton'la. Şu da bizim şey. Kalabalıkta öksürmeyin. Kendini vampir sanan kız. Parlıyor gibiydi sanki. Milton? Milton nerede ya? Göreve getirdi beni Milton. Ah Milton burada. Buradasın.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Cüzdanını buldum
I have
kardeş.
some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut.
Pippa Hawkins'le ilgili bir konuşma ipucu açıldı. Şuna bir kişisel soru soralım. Hemşire Hawkins ile ilişkin hakkında bahset bakayım kardeş.
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Londra'daki hayatı senin orta karar ünün.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Milton biraz isyankar bir tip.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reid. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
Görüşmek üzere.
Goodbye, Milton.
Kendine iyi bak Milton. Senin peşindeyim ama. Gözüm üstünde. Hastane bahçesiyle konuşalım.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. It's a pleasure to
Lady
see
Ashbury.
you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your
Lady Ashbury de sanki bize bakmıyormuş gibi ya.
appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night.
Lady de vampir.
Before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Seni gördüğüme sevindim.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Sana yardım etmeye
Dr.
geldim.
Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Önce şunları bir şey yapalım.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
Neden bunu kendin
If we're
çözmüyorsun?
dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Lütfen devam et.
Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Gerçek mi?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Sadece bilgi topluyorum. Sadece mantıklı.
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Hadi bakalım. Harriet ile konuş. Harriet ile konuşalım. Ama önce şu doktor hakkında bir yeni şey öğrendik, ipucu.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Doktor Tippett zaten öyle işlerle uğraşacak birine benzemiyor. Kaçakçılıkmış, şuymuş buymuş. Şu hemşire hanımla da konuşalım.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Evet. Şunlara bakalım önce de.
Have you heard rumors of anything underhand going on here at the hospital?
No, Doctor. Never.
Neden never dedi?
Have you heard...
No, Doctor.
Kadında bir şeyler var ama önce şu ipuçlarını bulmamız lazım.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Bekle, seninle sonra konuşacağız. Seninle evrilmek için dinlen diyor da şu an puanım da bayağı birikmiş ya.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Evet, şimdi bununla Milton Hooks olan ilişkin.
I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man.
Benim adamım dostum Milton Hooks. Benim adamım.
Just feel free.
Nasıl çeviri
I
ya?
have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins.
Benim erkeğim diye çevirse daha doğru olurdu. Çünkü adam benim kadını dedi. Benim adam deyince hey benim adamım dostum gibi oluyor.
But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Bu hastanede gizli olaylar mı dönüyor?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings within the hospital?
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor.
Hemen savunmaya geçti. Bunda bir şeyler var. Gergin görünüyorsun.
Are you certain? You seem nervous.
If you have something in mind, just speak up, Doctor. Otherwise, stop breathing down my neck.
Blackmail is a serious matter, Nurse Hawkins.
Everything is serious around here, Dr. Reid. Starting with patients who need me.
Sende bir şeyler var ama daha dur. Sana ipucu bulmamız gerek.
Have you?
I don't have time.
Sana ipucu bulmamız gerek.
Goodbye.
Seninle de sonra görüşeceğiz. Şunları lootlayalım da abi. Bunların hepsine ihtiyacımız var. Şu bizi sevmeyen adama da bakalım. Bununla ilgili yeni bir şeyler açılmış mı?
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
Yok.
Thank you for your...
Sonra görüşürüz seninle. Şunları lootlayalım. Bu kim ya?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working...
Bununla görüşmedik ha geçen.
Dr. Swansea informed
Yok,
us of
Strickland
your
görüştük mü
arrival,
ya?
but I could not
Hatırlayamıyorum.
dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
Bana kendinden
Could
bahset.
you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer
Bununla
of your
konuşmamışız daha
work
önce.
in blood transfusion, Dr. Reid. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Bu mesleği neden
What
seçtin?
made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Geri. Pembroke
What
Hastanesi
can you tell
hakkında.
me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Geleceğe
You
iyimser
seem
bakıyoruz.
quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
Yeni bir soruşturma
It's a
açtık.
shame so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Have you heard any
Şunu
talk
soralım
of
da önce.
blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Kişisel sorulara geçelim.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause?
Ackroyd de bizi sevmeyen vardı ya, bizi sevmeyen diğer doktor.
He
O.
refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Kan nakli tekniğin hakkında.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Bana Bay Fiddick'in hikayesinden bahset.
Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Harvey Fiddick.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
Bunlarla konuşmamız bitti.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Şu şeyle konuşalım. Şu elemanla ilgili bir ipucu açıldı arkadaşlar.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Karın senin yüzünden mi öldü?
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Bir dakika, bununla ilgili bütün şeyleri açmışız, ipuçlarını. Donlayarak hayatın. Şantaj
Have you had
söylentileri.
talk of any blackmail here at the hospital?
No, nothing.
Goodbye
Görüşmek
for now,
üzere.
Mr. Fiddick.
Mr. Harvey.
I will not let you
Bu
down.
şey değil mi ya, Hawkins? Bu kim?
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Ha, Pippa. Yok ya, Hawkins bu değil.
Goodbye,
Tamam,
nurse.
şey Hawkins bu. Diğer Hawkins değil. Diğeriyle de konuşalım.
Dr. Reid, may I help you?
Dorothy.
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control.
Adamlar
at
Life is
least in
Strange'in
Britain.
yapımcısı arkadaşlar, o yüzden çok
It
diyalog
seemed
var.
to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a
Oyun
vengeance just over a month ago.
Life is Strange'in biraz aksiyonlusu
What can you
olmuş.
tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
Hastane her zaman kurallara uygun çalışmıyormuş. Ne işler dönüyor acaba?
Reid, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail within the hospital?
I don't have time to listen to all the idle gossip that floats in these halls, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have had run-ins with the law?
Doctor, you've hardly been here and you're already questioning the moral fortitude of the staff.
Geri.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
Şurada bir loot var. Evet, şimdi ana görevimize gidebiliriz. Bu Pippa mı ya? Pippa bu, evet. Vampir kız, ne yapıyorsun?
Good evening.
Kişisel sorularda açılan bir şey yok. Bitmiş zaten bunun her şeyi. Şuna da şantajı soralım.
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reid.
İyi, öyle olsun. Şu bizim eleman biliyor mu acaba?
Good evening.
Evening.
Ha.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Neden yalan söylüyorsun?
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here, just be forgotten.
İpucu başarısız.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was.
Yalan bilgi vermişler bize.
The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Vay be.
Have you heard rumors?
If you want to know what's going on here, you bet.
Bayan Jones mu?
Goodbye for...
Disgust on every street corner. The daily...
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Şuralarda alacak bir şey var mı? Şu oturan kimdi ya? Ha.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reid, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern.
Kadın bize stajyer dedi
Where's
ya.
Dr. Swansea?
Lütfen sakin olun.
Please calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
Tehdit etmedik
You
ki,
know how long
açıklama
I've been
yaptık
a
ya.
patient here. You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
Dedikodudan hoşlanır mısın?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Ama ben daha hemşire Pippa Hawkins'i bula bir hal oldum zaten onları.
Again? What?
Sorularım var.
Well.
Sıra dışı bir şey fark
Have you
ettin mi?
noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know. Not even my own flesh and blood.
Görüşmek üzere o zaman.
I'll come and visit.
Şimdi gidip şu hemşirelerle konuşalım.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Horrifying epidemic.
Niye buraya getirildi ya? Pippa ile Hawkins'i biliyorum ben. Pip, Dorothy Crane. Dur bakalım, Pippa az önce şuradaydı. Gitmiş mi acaba? Neyse şu şeyi takip edelim bari. Kim ya?
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reid. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Her şeyin ipucu gerekli ya.
Do you ever think about that?
Bu bizim kurtardığımız adam.
Saw you push in the water.
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
İpucu bulduk. Canavarsın
You're
sen
a
dostum.
monster, Mr. Cox. An ungrateful and disgusting man.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reid. And I don't give a
Adama
fuck
bak lan.
what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton, I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, oh, I like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reid. The place is a dump.
Adam hastane buluyor ya.
But you're alive
Ölüyordun az önce,
thanks
biz
to the
kurtardık seni.
efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
Hadi bakalım.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then? Nah, Doc. I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
Şakala bak sen.
I'll leave you.
Şakala bak sen ya. Dorothy'yi bölgede bul. Dorothy. Lan ne oldu yine? Ha. Arada böyle takılıyor ya.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck them. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Bizim Dorothy'ye bak sen. Çetelerle işbirliği yapıyor. Biraz da aksiyon yaşarım abi. Konuşa konuşa ciğerimiz soldu ya. Arada böyle FPS düşüşleri olmasa.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Skull. Skull var burada. Aha, yanımda var lan. Nereden geldi o? Vay. Tek gelin oğlum. Gelsene birader. Hah. Güzel. İçeri girmiyor. Kana ihtiyacım var. Sıradan dikenli sopa. Şöyle iyi de bir silah yapmalıyım yalnız. Burada ölmek istemiyorum. Gökyüzünü görmek istiyorum diyor. Ne işin var oğlum o zaman burada ölmek istemiyorsun? Gel bakalım. Lan! Kan barımı doldurmam lazım. Burada bir şey yok gibi ama. Harcattığın kanı geri istiyorum senden. Ejderin aforozu. Lan fareyi yedim yanlışlıkla. Şurayı lootlayacaktım. Al boss. Kanalizasyon yaratığı. Oo.
What sort of creature is this?
Sen nasıl lanet olası bir yaratıksın böyle? Vur kaç abi, vur kaç. Bunun başka yolu yok. Gerilla taktiği, vur kaç. Ah. Ben bir cam basamadım. Hah. Of. Canı çok az gidiyor ya. İyi ya, silah sağlam götürüyor. Enerji barım çabuk bitiyor. Yapma, yapma.
Here's what's left of him.
Hemşire Crane'in kuponu. Hasta mısın? Paran mı yok? Kim olursan ol, nereden olursan ol. Yardım için Dorothea'yı gör. Hile yok, ücret yok, soru yok.
Some voucher for a free check-up in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to?
Adam kurt adam gibi ya. Kurt adam mı? Kurt adam herhalde benziyor. Whitechapel'de Çantaş. Şuradan gidersek nereye varız acaba? Kurtarılacak vatandaş. Dikkat et tehlikeli vatandaş gelecek geceyi atlatamayabilir. Gidip kontrol et. Kimmiş tehlikedeki vatandaş abi? Nerede bu? Aha burada. Önce kanımızı dolduralım. Şimdi sıra sende. Lan! Oo, sağlam. Sağlam vurdu ya. Şeye benzemiyor mu bu ya? Şu Los Angeles'ın oradaki dedektif Phelps'e.
Are you injured, sir?
Aynen ha, vallahi ona benziyor.
I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Görüşmek üzere. Vatandaşı kurtardık. Buralarda gezmeyin abicim. Aha, Skal mı lan o? Bir dakika, Whitechapel dediği yer nerede? Whitechapel dediği yer burada. Şu Skal'ı da keselim de. Oo, yukarıda da var. Bunlar dost mu düşman mı anlamadım. Sığınağımıza gidelim. Hastanedeki sığınağımıza. Tamam babacığım, gidiyoruz işte. Odamıza gidelim abi. Şuraları da lootlayalım. Odamıza geldik. Bu ne ya? Aa, dışarıdan da ışınlanabiliyormuşuz buraya. İyi, güzel. Evet. Evet arkadaşlar, 3. bölümümüzü burada sonlandıralım. Daha fazla uzun olmasın. Diğer bölümde Whitechapel'e gideceğiz. İzlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederim. Umarım beğenmişsinizdir. Diğer videolarımda görüşmek üzere. Kanalıma abone olmayı unutmayın. Kendinize çok iyi bakın.